I am growing as a person, truly. This is something that happened when I was just wilding. Just keep that in mind.
By creating an imaginary picture. Usually it's something that moves.
What's up? It's your girl Icy Mona and I'm back with another video. Today we are doing a barbecue soul food mukbang. So I got some links, some ribs, some mac and cheese, some greens, and a little bit of cornbread. I'll put like the restaurant's information and all that good stuff in the description box so you can check them out because their food literally smacks. Also, I am doing a story time on my horrible, terrible, just downright disrespectful graduation. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's a little backstory. So this was last year. I graduated from college last year in the spring. And just in general, that whole semester was just trash. Like it was a lot going on, definitely. And during that time period, I was dating someone. Basically, literally right before graduation, I was like a month before graduation, we had broke up, but we were both still entangled with each other. So ex I'm talking about, we're gonna call him Josh. Okay, we're gonna call him Josh. So basically, me and Josh were dating. We pretty much like lived with each other. So like literally like it was like a house and then literally like 2 steps away, like another little house upstairs, house downstairs, and the house downstairs, he didn't the one right across. So we basically like lived with each other because we'd be at each other's places, whatever. Like I said, even though we had broken up, we were still entangled with one another. He was supposed to, for like my graduation, he was supposed to come eat dinner with my family, like, you know, like, and mind you, keep in mind, he kept on asking me which day it was, and I kept on reminding him, it's this day, okay, like, you know, to get everything straight. Mind you, I have 2 graduations, because I went to a PWI, so I have my regular graduation with everybody, and then we have black grad, which is just, you know, us folks, so it was a whole week of literally just shenanigans. Basically, the night before graduation day, I went out to the club. If you guys have checked out my other video of how I got banned from that one club, I was across the street because I had gotten banned. But me and my friends, we were at the club, we're chilling, kicking it, cool. After the club ends, I go outside and walk across the street because I see my sorority sister. And when I see her, the first thing she tells me is like, hey, like, don't mess with Josh no more. And I'm like, what? Like, what you mean? Like, don't mess with him? He was like, he left the club with, we're gonna call her Sarah. So she's like, he left the club with Sarah. Like they're going home with each other. And I'm like, what? Now pause, rewind. Keep in mind this Sarah girl is someone who he has talked about in the past and who has said that, you know, like, oh, she hella likes me, but I don't like her like that, like blah, blah. He's basically just talking hella shit or whatever. So I was really like thrown off, like, wait, like, are you serious? Like, is this for real? I go home and I'm pissed off. Like, I'm livid because I'm like, literally, this is like night before graduation. Like, you're supposed to be with my family at dinner the next day and you out here like, wait, like, I literally thought it was a joke. I'm like, this is no. So I go back home. Like I said, we pretty much live with each other. Some time passes and I see that he is not coming home. Like, but my story, not saying I didn't believe what she said wasn't true, but it's just like, you know, like, okay, he really out here wilding. Like, he would really do this to me on like, you know? And mind you, his graduation was a couple of days after mine. So mine was like one of the first ones. But I was in my feelings and I did something that, you know what, I'm just gonna drop a clip in. So it's not exactly what I did, but it just makes it, you know, gives you a little bit of an idea, adds a little bit more drama to it, you know, a little hype it up. So like I said, the clips I'm about to show is not exactly what happened, but you'll get an idea of like how mad I was. So roll the tape.
Is that $100,000? Is that $100,000?
I was so mad. I went and did what I did or whatever. And my friend had came over and she just, you know, came over to comfort me, talk to me, like, you know, you gotta graduate tomorrow, like, you know, you'll be straight. All right, so it's the next day, it's the morning. it's the morning, and I still realized, like, you know, like, he literally, like, never came home. Like, this was really true. Like, you're really up in bed with this girl. Mind you, like, 2 nights before, I was just at his house spending the night. We were literally just with each other. So I'm like, I was literally just with you. We're over here making these plans for graduation day, but on graduation day, you're really, like, booed up with this girl who you talk telling us about. So anyways, I'm high, and my thing is, like, I just have to see it for myself. Like, I was wilding back then, but I'm like, I just no, he wouldn't do this to me on my graduation day. Like, no, like, I just gotta see it for myself. Like, this can't be true, baby. So I go up to the dorms. I hit up a few people, you know those, like, people who be with the ish too, and hey, something about to go down, like, that got you, like that. So I hit up a few people. Probably less than 15-20 minutes, I get all the information I need and extra. Like, someone gave me her phone number. That's when I found out that me and her are from the same place. Like, she's from, like, my hometown. So then I was like, okay, this is personal. Like, what the fuck? Found out her dad actually has a church back out here at home. So I'm like, preacher's kid. Like, they be the worst ones. They be the worst. So I'm like, wow. I get where she stays in the dorms or whatever. I walk up to the dorms, I knock on her door, and she comes out and she looks like shocked. And she has like this like little silk robe on, and I'm like, where is he at? Where is he at? So I open the door, I walk in, literally this dude runs from her room straight into the bathroom and locks the door, like dead ass. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, it's my graduation day and this is what you're over here, like, you expected to come out and eat with me and my family after you up in here doing some weird shit? Because mind you, her room, literally, I walked past it, smelled like fresh ass, like literally, like it was hot, it was steamy. So I'm like, y'all are really, and I was over there in the bathroom, like banging on the door, like, get out, come out. And he was not coming out. He was acting like a little punk. And it's like, all right, like, you really had me fucked up. So she got scared or whatever. And she called like the little campus police, and they came up. And honestly, it really could have went left, because you know how police already be. The police were actually pretty cool. Obviously, they knew it was graduation day, and one of the cops there was a woman. And she came up to me and she was like, honestly, like, it's okay. Like, the same thing happened to me on my birthday. In the back of my head, I'm like, niggas really ain't shit. Like, the fact that, like, what? Like, why? And I'm over there, like, I'm not going to graduation. Like, I'm just, like, this is just cliff. Like, no. And they're like, no, you have to go to graduation, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're gonna escort you home, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. Remember, as they're about to escort me back to my house, I hear one of them say to, like, Josh, like, put your clothes on and go. Because obviously they knew he had caused, like, hella shit. So when I get back home, I'm literally, and mind you, when I had them, like, when they walked me back to the dorms, I had them drop me off, like, on the corner. Because my house, like, kind of went, like, in, like, deeper. I didn't want my mom to see, because, like I said, it's graduation, so my family's coming up, all that. So basically, I get to the dorm, or get to my place now, my house, and I'm just in tears. Like, I'm upset. My mom's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Obviously, I couldn't tell her everything, because I can't tell her, like, I just ran up in the room. But, like, I had to make it seem like I was, like, going to the store, and, like, I'm over there crying, I'm upset, I'm like, I'm not going. Because mind you, all this is happening like T-minus 2 hours from graduation. Like, literally, it's the countdown. And I'm like, no, I'm not going, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm like upset. My mom basically had to, like, I don't say force me to go, but, like, just like, you have to do this. Like, I get, like, this is like the worst timing ever, but you just have to. And she was even crying herself, because she was like, you cannot, like, go to, like, just miss your college graduation. Like, no. So I go, but I didn't get ready. I didn't do my makeup. Thank God I had braids and I didn't do my makeup. Nothing. Like I was just over it because I didn't want to be there because all I kept thinking in the back of my head is like, you know, all the stuff that happened. So I'm literally at graduation, just like quietly, just like tears rolling down, like just crying to myself. Like, when will this be over? It was just terrible. Like, I just wanted to go home so bad. And the crazy part is this too. So after graduation, because one of my cousins had came down. He's originally from the East Coast, but he had moved out to California. He had came down for my graduation or whatever. And obviously my mom had warned them beforehand, like what happened, because obviously I'm gonna be like looking sad and stuff like that. So my cousin was talking to me and he was like, honestly, like don't feel bad, like the same thing happened to me on my graduation day. I'm just like, what? I'm like, is this running the family or something? And mind you, my cousin graduated from Princeton, so it's like, I mean, it's bad either way, but if I was graduating from Princeton and this happened to me, oh no. Like, oh no, it would have been so bad. So yeah, the dinner was hella awkward because I was hella sad. I'm not into it at all. The whole mood was just ruined in general. Like, you know, because everyone felt bad for me. I thought that was the end of it. That was just part one. There's like 3 parts to this story. So part 2, so like I said, remember, the graduations are like spaced out because our school's so big, we can't all have it on one day. So that was my day. I'd say about a day or two goes by. And I'm pulling up to my house and I see this minivan there. And mind you, like, you know, for the most part, who's all pulled up to your house because it's like a small few of us who live like in that area. And you know, even like their friends, how you never recognize people. I didn't recognize the minivan. So I get out the car and then I realize, like, I see like his sisters in the car because he had 2 sisters. There's 2 sisters and his auntie and then like some little kids, because some little kids were sitting out right on his like porch. And I'm like, whose kids are these? But anyways, so I get out the car. The minute I get out the car, the aunt gets out, just trying to run up on me, going off on me, like, what the, you know, just going off or whatever. And me and her get into it. We're going back and forth. I basically ended up making her look stupid because she thought first off, this woman's like a 40-year-old woman, like literally trying to like come at me. Sisters had their headscarves on, everything. Mind you, I already had 2 friends about to pull up. One friend was already coming over so we could have like a sesh. And my other friend, once this happened, I was like, oh, like, it's gonna be 3 against 3. It's about to be equal. Because my thing is this, I'm like, he must have forgot to tell him that I'm with the shits. Like he thought he was gonna bring in like his auntie and his sisters, not supposed to be scared or something. Like, no, like, I guess we finna get into it then. Like, like what? So we're going back and forth, and basically she thought she knew the whole story of some shit that, like, you know, shit that was happening. I basically made her look dumb, told her something that had happened like basically I told her something that made her step back and be like, okay, like, I'm over here going hard for him and he's over here really like doing some crazy, you know, stuff. Like, I had to let her know. And after that, she really stepped back and was like, couldn't it be me? Couldn't it be my son? Like, yeah, no, it couldn't, because this is, she got her ass right back in the car. Like, now you look stupid. And then by that time, my 2 friends already pulled up, so then they're really sitting there like, yeah, like, you thought you was just finna, no, like, it's finna be an equal fight. Like, and my friends with the shit too. And honestly, I really spared him. That day, I definitely, and this is the thing, I didn't tell my mom and my brother and my family that this happened until after the fact, until like probably after like the actual Black Guide ceremony. Just because crazy runs in the family. And I knew if I would have told like my brother, and then we told like our dad's side of the family, because my dad's side of the family, my school's in the Bay, my dad's side is like from the Bay and they're out there. If I would have told them what happened, I would not be sitting here right now, because we would all been on First 48, like dead ass. Like, they don't fuck around on that side. So I was really just shocked. I'm like, wow, like this, you really tried it and you failed. So anyways, back to what I was saying. So Black Grad, it's like about 2 days later. Now it's time for the Black Grad ceremony. So it's Black Grad Day, and we're all like lining up outside. And I don't know how it ended up happening, but the way me and my friends lined up, and I guess him lined up, I ended up sitting up right behind him. Like, the irony of it all. I mean, actually, the real irony of it all is, peep this. this man was the person who did the prayer for the black grad, like the ceremony. He led the prayer. I did not bow my head, nor did I close my eyes, because not my God. Like, at this point, we clearly do not, we do not worship the same gods. I'm not sure what's going on, but not my God. Like, you did not just do all this stuff and you over here leading the prayer. Yeah, I was just sitting there like, no way. At all. So that ceremony for the most part was a little bit better. It was some tension because obviously his family was up there, my family was up there, and there was a point in time where we were kind of like near each other, and it was just like, and my brother and my cousins were just like mugging, you know, like, fuck nigga, like. But now, this, when I tell you we went out with a bang, the black grad after party. Warning, things are about to get a little crazy. So the black grad after party. So each year after a black grad ceremony, that night there's an after party at the local club. It normally goes up, jumping, bumping, all that shit, whatever. So that night, my friends come over to my place and we're pre-gaming hard. So four of us girls, including me, about like 3 or 4 guys, whatever. Me and my friends are always on CP time, so you know we showed up like an hour and a half late, had to make our, you know, our debut in. Black community at my school was small and super messy, so like everybody knew the tea going on, you know? So we walk in, we go straight to the bar, getting more drinks, and we look over and we see Sarah, yeah, I say myself for her, Sarah and her friends. Now peep this, so one of her friends was already been beefing with my friend. So we're gonna call my friend, we're gonna call her Maria, and we're gonna call Sarah's friend Lynn. So like I said, at this point, because of Lynn and Maria's drama and me and Sarah, at this point it's like squad against squad, you know? So we're looking over there and we see their crew with Josh and some of our friends, so we have some friends in common. And we're just sitting there like, this is, like, it's not like this shit happened and a month passed by. This shit literally happened 2-3 days ago, like me catching them, all that shit, and they're literally like just hanging out, like just out in the open. Like, it, what? Like, niggas is bold. And in my head, like I said, I'm really turned because we pre-gamed hard. And I'm like, you know, let me try to do benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's a chance she didn't know, even though we're in the black community. We all know each other in the black community. We dang near know all the tea. So I knew she would have known. But no, maybe let me see for myself. Let me ask for myself, woman to woman. So I go over there, walk over there, and as you can see, I talk with my hands. So, you know, like, that's just how I am. So I go over there, literally, I swear to God, I was like, hey, like, woman to woman, I just want to, bruh, I kid you not, swarms of people just coming. Like, people, I guess, assume that there was gonna be a fight, because like I said, I talk with my hands, so they assume this meant like I'm gonna beat your ass in reality. And I was just like, hey, I'm just trying to blah blah blah. So people are like coming in trying to like break it up, which is really breaking up nothing, because on some real shit, if I was gonna like fight her, there would have been no talking, like no talking at all. It would have been just straight boom, just straight hands. So like I was actually trying to have a conversation. But anyways, people are hella running up. I literally see his friend run all the way across the room, like, no. So I get kicked out or whatever, because I was the aggressor, you know, because I was like, you know, it looked like it. And I told him, like, nah, like I told him exactly how I said it. Like, if I was gonna fight her, I would have just ran him. He was like, yeah, I know, but it just looks bad, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. Or honestly, it was probably like 30 minutes left of black grad anyway, so I wasn't really tripping. I'm outside waiting. My friends are still in there. And then Maria texts me, and she's like, hey, like, at the end of the night, like, when this ends, we finna get them bitches. Because, you know, she got her beef with Lynn, and I got my beef with Sarah. And I'm like I said, back then I was a different person. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, it's squad against squad. Like, it's bad boys versus death row. Like, at this point, like, it's serious. So I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait 5 minutes. Cause you know, it's about to end. People are gonna start walking out. I give it maybe like 10 minutes. I walk up to the door. why do I see two of my friends getting kicked out? And I'm like, wait, what's going on? What happened? They're like, we just got kicked out. They're hella mad. And I'm like, what's going on? They're like, Maria got her. And I'm like, what do you mean she got her? In my head, I'm like, but she said wait till after. Like, they're like, nah, bro, she got her. So this is what happened. So basically, throughout that whole night, Lynn was, you know, dancing on this, because the reason why they was beefing was over this dude or whatever. Lynn was dancing on this dude, and she was doing extra with it, because they both, like, had entanglements with the same guy, you know? But she was over here dancing on him, just doing extra. Mind you, they've already had beef in the past. They could have exchanged some words with each other. My friend goes up to her, and it's like, yo, like, you're doing hella extra. Like, you don't, you know, like, chill, I'm finna beat your ass. Like, should have heard that, you know, throughout the night. Like, basically, like, chill. So basically, my friends are about to start going to the bathroom, and Maria's leading the way. She's leading the way, but Lynn's friends come in and kind of cut her off from them. So she doesn't know, because she's like at the front. So she ends up walking to the bathroom. Allegedly, what happened was she went into the bathroom, the other girls followed her in, so Lynn and her two friends, and they started fighting. But my friend really got hands. So basically, 3 girls tried to jump her, but she won, because my friend said when she walked past the bathroom, literally Lynn was on the floor. Like, my friend had her like on the floor, and the other 2 girls were like pulling on her up top, but she had her on the floor. Like, what? And I'm like, how is 3 of y'all one of her, and you still get your ass beat, and on your graduation night? Like, tragic. So yeah, so after that happened, they all got kicked out. And the funny part is, the person who was running the club, the manager who kicked us out, is actually Maria's like uncle or like cousin, some type of family. So that was even more like, damn, like, you really had to kick, like, you know, your family out. But after that, we were just outside going off. Like, we was going stupid, 18 dummy, all of that. We were just so mad we got kicked out, everything that happened. It was just, it was a lot going on. I forgot to add this part in the video, but after we had got kicked out, me and my friends were going off, one of Sarah's friends came up to me and was like, well, her and Josh have been messing around since December. And mind you guys, me and him started dating in November. So I was really out here looking like a clown ass bitch. So like, what the fuck? But honestly, from the situation, even though it was crazy and it sucked, like, it literally ruined. I mean, Black grad was cool. That was a better ceremony, but my actual for real graduation ruined. Like, it was horrible. But honestly, with everything going on with all this COVID and stuff, now that I look back about it, it's not that bad, because at least I did get to have a graduation. So it's like, okay, like, you know. And at that, I feel like I really grew from the situation. Like, literally since that situation, I feel like I've blown up so much, and I'm not even like in my prime yet, like, dead ass. Like, I literally, from that time since now, I've lost like a little bit over like 20 pounds. Like, I'm really out here like doing my shit, on my shit. So honestly, now I'm able to talk about it and kind of laugh at it and be like, damn, bitch, you kind of crazy, but you know, at least you getting it together. I'm literally growing as a person. At the end of the day, God knows my heart. But hopefully, like, this mukbang, this is my first time doing it, so it was kind of hard me eating and talking. But this food is fire, and I'm about to kill this shit after I turn this off. And I will see y'all next time. Make sure to follow me on my social medias. Make sure to comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see y'all next time.